Aries. In the signs brought forth by the movements of nature, Aries today shows a courage grounded in discipline and unwavering conviction. You possess a natural bravery, yet you know when to pause, to weigh when it's time to fight and when to yield. At work, you act swiftly and are unafraid of challenges, but you never compromise the quality of your output. You dislike beating around the bush. You're straightforward in speech and often choose to do what is right, even when it's the harder path. At home, you offer guidance in moments of confusion and remain loyal to promises made to your family. Financially, you're not extravagant, but you know how to spend when it serves a meaningful purpose. In relationships, you prefer to show care quietly rather than through repeated words. And remember, nature's workings are beyond measure, for events can unfold unexpectedly, so be watchful and careful with every step you take. Taurus. In the signs brought forth by the movements of nature, Taurus reveals steadiness, frugality, and dependability in every situation. Today, your desire deepens to provide stability not just for yourself but for your entire family. At work, you avoid rash decisions. You prefer to evaluate every step before taking action. You have an innate appreciation for order and comfort, but not at the cost of chaos or unjust means. Financially, you are cautious and prudent. You save wisely and are not easily swayed by attractive but shallow offers. At home, you are the source of quiet strength and resilience, silent, yet always present. And remember, nature's workings are beyond measure, for events can unfold unexpectedly, so be watchful and careful with every step you take. Gemini. In the signs brought forth by the movements of nature, Gemini embodies liveliness, intellect, and broad understanding of people and situations. Today, your mind is especially active. You quickly sense obstacles, but are even quicker to think of solutions. You are sociable, yet you do not betray your principles just to please others. At work, your analytical skills and communication abilities shine, making it easy for you to convey messages clearly and efficiently. At home, you are fun to be with, though you also value solitude and are not ashamed to ask for space. Financially, you are not impulsive, but can occasionally be swayed by emotional urges, yet now, you are more discerning than ever. And remember, nature's workings are beyond measure, for events can unfold unexpectedly, so be watchful and careful with every step you take. Cancer. In the signs brought forth by the movements of nature, Cancer reveals deep emotions and a natural compassion for the well-being of others. Today, you place greater value on inner peace than fleeting pleasures. At work, you move quietly, but every action is filled with purpose and sincerity. You don't seek praise. Your inspiration comes from the desire to uplift the lives of those you love. At home, you are the emotional refuge, capable of listening, understanding, and guiding. In finances, you dislike sudden expenses. You prefer to plan each step carefully to protect what you've worked for. In love, you are loyal in your care and not one to give up easily when trials come. And remember, nature's workings are beyond measure, for events can unfold unexpectedly, so be watchful and careful with every step you take. Leo. In the signs brought forth by the movements of nature, Leo once again displays brilliance, wisdom, and compassion. Despite your bold nature, you listen deeply to the concerns of others, especially those you hold dear. At work, you never allow your reputation to be tarnished. You guard it with the quality and integrity of your actions. At home, you are the pillar of joy, bringing laughter and reigniting hope within your family. Financially, you are capable of making swift yet wise decisions. You do not waste blessings and are generous when necessary. In love, you do not settle for half-hearted affection. When you love, it is with your whole being and without hesitation. And remember, nature's workings are beyond measure, for events can unfold unexpectedly, so be watchful and careful with every step you take. Virgo. In the signs brought forth by the movements of nature, Virgo stands again as a symbol of wisdom, order, and careful judgment. Today, you place greater emphasis on things with structure and purpose. You avoid wasting time on disorder or aimless conversations. At work, you are the first to act in moments of urgency, not to seek recognition, but to ensure everything runs correctly. At home, you are reliable in simple tasks, from organizing items to remembering important dates. Financially, you are frugal and not easily lured by fleeting pleasures. In social interactions, you are a quiet observer, yet when something is wrong, you speak up, especially when it will benefit everyone. And remember, nature's workings are beyond measure, for events can unfold unexpectedly, so be watchful and careful with every step you take. Libra. In the signs brought forth by the movements of nature, Libra today reflects balanced thinking and calm emotions. You are the kind of person who avoids conflict, choosing diplomacy over getting entangled in disputes. You know how to listen to both sides before giving your opinion, and you don't let emotions cloud your judgment. At work, you aim to be fair and humane in your interactions. In the family, you are a quiet but steadfast pillar, always ready to listen, help, and understand. In finances, you are cautious and prepare for possible challenges ahead. In love, you believe that respect is just as important as affection. And remember, nature's workings are beyond measure, for events may come without warning, so be vigilant and careful with every step you take. Scorpio. In the signs brought forth by the movements of nature, Scorpio becomes more creative and observant of life's subtle details. Today, your understanding of the people around you deepens even further. You don't trust easily, but once trust is earned, you fight for it with your whole heart. At work, you are a quiet but powerful force, resourceful, persistent, and determined to succeed in your own unique way. In finances, you know how to handle money and resist the temptations of luxury. Within the family, you are the ever-watchful guardian, always ready to support those in need. In love, you express feelings more through actions than words. And remember, nature's workings are beyond measure, for events may come without warning, so be vigilant and careful with every step you take. Sagittarius. In the signs brought forth by the movements of nature, Sagittarius returns to a natural thirst for new experiences and a wide-open perspective. Today, your mind is more open to learning, and you find joy in connecting with others. You love sharing ideas and inspiration, and you do so without arrogance. At work, you are a source of suggestions, always offering thoughts that benefit the whole group. Financially, you enjoy the freedom to spend, but you also know how to save for future needs. At home, you may not always be physically present, but in times of need, you are the first to respond. In love, you are faithful, open-hearted, and always ready to listen and offer support. And remember, nature's workings are beyond measure, for events may come without warning, so be vigilant and careful with every step you take. Capricorn. In the signs brought forth by the movements of nature, Capricorn displays discipline, strong conviction, and thoughtful planning. Today, your dedication to work is heightened. Everything you do is guided by the desire to succeed in the right way. You are not one to rush into decisions, knowing that success comes through hard work and perseverance. In your family, you provide guidance and lead by example, showing how to value time and responsibilities. Financially, you are naturally prudent and excellent at preparing for the future. In love, you may not be expressive with words, but your actions always carry meaning and depth. And remember, nature's workings are beyond measure, for events may come without warning, so be vigilant and careful with every step you take. Aquarius. In the signs brought forth by the movements of nature, Aquarius stands out as someone with a unique perspective and openness to change. Today, your desire to help others is even more evident, not just through words, but also through action. You don't need to announce your kindness, it reveals itself naturally to those around you. At work, you are the type who always has a new idea or a creative solution. In finances, you are capable of making smart decisions even with limited resources. Within the family, you serve as the connector, often the one people turn to for advice. In love, you value each person's freedom and prefer trust over suspicion. And remember, nature's workings are beyond measure, for events may come without warning, so be vigilant and careful with every step you take. Pisces. In the signs brought forth by the movements of nature, Pisces becomes more introspective, generous, and emotionally attuned to others. Today, you choose to listen more than speak, knowing that strength often lies in silence. At work, you do not seek praise, you simply want your efforts to hold meaning. You understand even when it's not asked of you, a rare and precious trait. In your family, you offer the emotional support that everyone quietly needs. Financially, you are not indulgent but are open-handed in times of need. In love, you are loyal, romantic, and willing to sacrifice for the one you truly care about. And remember, nature's workings are beyond measure, for events may come without warning, so be vigilant and careful with every step you take.